This is just the beginning of this probe. We're not going to jump to any conclusions at this time, but one of the things, as you know, that we're concerned about is whether or not there was an FBI investigation. Was there a DOJ investigation? And if so, why was Congress not informed of this matter? So that will be the start of the probe. It'll be a joint, two different committees who will be looking into this, and we will keep you posted with further details. Let me go to Mr. DeSantis, who's filling in for Mr. Gowdy today.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have a witness who is a confidential informant who wants to talk about his role in this, and we're in contact with the Justice Department to release him from a non-disclosure agreement. If that doesn't work out in timely fashion, then we obviously would be able to subpoena him. You know, on the Oversight Committee, particularly my subcommittee, we're going to be focusing on how the interagency process worked in this. We don't think that it worked out very well, so we have jurisdiction over the various national security agencies, and we want to get as much information as we can, and so we can see what happened.
So next we'll go to Mr. King. Mr. King is particular relevance not only because he chairs the subcommittee that oversees FBI and DOJ and Treasury from our committee, but also because he was a chairman back at the time and sent a letter in opposition questioning the sale of this company. He sent that letter to Secretary Geithner at the time, the Treasury Secretary. So we are happy that he's still here and will be the point person from our committee on this investigation. Mr. King.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, back in October 2010, actually I was at that time the ranking member on Homeland Security, and myself and 3 other ranking members sent a letter to the Treasury Department raising very, very real concerns about why we would allow a Russian-owned company to get access to 20% of America's uranium supply. There are any number of reasons, objections we raised, questions we raised, and it was brought to the highest levels because I got a letter in response from Treasury Secretary Geithner, who's on the CFIUS committee, and saying that this was getting full scrutiny. So this was brought to the highest levels of the Obama administration, including the Treasury Secretary. So it's important that we find out why that deal went through, and certainly in view of recent allegations that have been made or recent questions that have been raised, it's essential that this investigation, this inquiry, go forward. It'll be done in full coordination with government oversight. There's not going to be any conflict here. We're going to go forward together in a cooperative way. And again, specifically, the Emerging Threats Subcommittee of the Intelligence Committee has jurisdiction over the FBI's counterintelligence efforts, also with the Treasury Department. So it really fits in uniquely here. And again, in view of the fact that 7 years ago, in fact 7 years ago this month, I raised these objections with the Treasury Secretary, who said they were being fully investigated, and obviously we want to see what happened to that inquiry, what information was brought to their attention, what they knew then, why they acted or didn't act, and put it in context of what's come out since then. So again, this will go forward, and again, I look forward to working with Ron DeSantis, who's an outstanding member of Congress.